Hari Om. In this video, we are going to continue with our interface discussion. In the previous videos, we have seen why we are using interfaces and how to define an interface. We have also discussed a sample program. We have also seen how interfaces can be extended, etc. So today in this video we are going to talk about how explicit interface implementation is defined in the program. Let us get into the topic. Explicit interface implementation is used whenever there is a name collision. So we should know what is name collision. Name collision occurs when more than one interface contains same names for the members. For example, I am declaring two interfaces here, I1 and I2. Both are having methods called display, DISP, and this is also having a method name called display. Imagine you are declaring a class A and you are going to inherit two interfaces I1 and I2. When I am going to define or when I implement this particular method, which is a method declared both in I1 and I2, if I implement this method in class A, it creates an ambiguity because the system cannot understand whether this method is of I1 or is it of I2. So what we are going to do, when I declare class A and extending I1 and I2, you are going to have the explicit interface implementation. What do you mean by explicit interface implementation here? You are going to explicitly specify whether this method is of I1 or I2. So, you are going to define the method along with the interface name. This is what you call as explicit interface implementation. So, you give I1 dot display, then you can write a method body here. The same way, if you want to implement this particular method, you can use I2 dot display, then the method body. The same way, when you are using this methods in a program, you will be creating an object of class A. You will be creating an object of class A. By the time the object should invoke the method, the object should invoke the first method as object name dot I1 dot display, and if the object wants to access the second display method, it should invoke it as object name dot I2 dot display. That is how the methods will be invoked. So whenever there is a name collision, you can go for explicit interface implementation. Explicit interface implementation means the methods are defined along with the interface name. Also, when you invoke these methods using object names, you can invoke it as object name dot I1 dot display, object name dot I2 dot display. This is what you call as explicit interface implementation. Now, apart from that, when you use interfaces, you can also have properties and indexes. We have already seen, apart from method members, you can have properties, indexes and events as the members of an interface. If so, let us imagine that you have a property defined in an interface and you are going to use that interface as a base for the class. You are extending the interface to a class, imagine. If so, the properties and indexes of a class can define extra accessor for a property or indexer that is defined in an interface. I repeat, in an interface you have already defined a property or an indexer, but when you are extending it to a class, the class can define extra accessors. This is permitted in C#. I will show you an example here. Imagine an interface might declare a property that has only a getAccessor method. Now what you are going to do? The class that implements the interface can declare the same property with both get as well as set accessor. This is permitted. So in the interface you have declared only the get method, but when you extend it to a class, in the class you can declare the same property with the get method as well as with the set method. So this is permitted in C#. That is what it says. Properties and indexes of a class can define extra accessors for a property or indexer that is defined in an interface. Now when you take interfaces can extend other interfaces. We have seen in yesterday's video, we have seen an example also. Apart from that, a base class can also implement interface members by using virtual members. The interface members can be implemented by using the virtual modifier. In that case, a derived class can change the interface behavior by overriding the virtual member. This is also possible. So you extend it in the base class, and in the base class you declare it as a virtual member which can be further overridden in a derived class. This is also permitted. Apart from that, when we discuss interface, we should also know how it differs from abstract classes. This is very important because when you see interfaces in our previous discussion, the interfaces were somewhat similar to the abstract classes, but there are actually differences between abstract class and interfaces. We should know how it differs. And apart from that, any abstract class, we will be discussing the difference in the next slide. So let us see some of the properties here. Abstract class can use interface as the base. You can extend an interface to an abstract class, but all the methods are implemented as abstract methods. So whatever public methods you have in the interfaces, everything will be implemented as abstract methods. So this helps in reusability of existing classes and interfaces. So you can combine abstract class with interfaces so that you can achieve reusability of codes in C#. Combining more than one interfaces into abstract classes for reusing it is also permitted in the C# programming. Now let us see what is the difference between abstract classes and interfaces. An abstract class can inherit a class and multiple interfaces, whereas an interface can inherit multiple interfaces but cannot inherit a class. Also, an abstract class can have methods with a body. An interface cannot have methods with a body. An abstract class can have methods with a body, whereas an interface cannot have methods with a body. Also, an abstract class method is implemented using override keyword, whereas an interface method is implemented without using override keyword. An abstract class is better option when you need to implement common methods and declare common abstract methods, whereas an interface is better option when you need to declare only abstract methods. An abstract class can declare constructors and destructors, whereas an interface cannot declare constructors or destructors. So these are some of the differences. I collected it from the internet. So these are some of the differences between abstract classes and interfaces. So with that, we are completing the topic interfaces in C# programming. In the next video, we will be discussing what is operator overloading and the different operators that are allowed for overloading and which cannot be overloaded. All those concepts we will be discussing in the next video. Thank you.